Welcome to KU Sports Extra. I'm Tom Keegan. He's Matt Tate, and we're doing our bracket breakdowns. Today, we're looking at the West region.
To the West we go. Westward ho. The West is the best, as Jim Morrison might say.
Oh,
yeah,
very good.
Yeah, love that one.
I listened to that very often.
Pulled you back
in the day.
Pulled you back in. You were about to leave. Pulled you back in.
That you did. I'm going with Arizona out of the West. I think that Arizona's loaded, balanced, love them.
I like that. I'm going to go with Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin was the pick at the beginning of the year. I think that epic battle with Kentucky in last year's Final Four was such an awesome game, and they have so much talent. I like Wisconsin.
Yeah, that'd be great. If chalk goes through, that'd be a great regional final.
It would be.
Because a lot of size there and a lot of shooting and everything. The whole
it would
deal.
be, yeah, and it just has a good ring to it, too.
And who do you go with the best player? I went with Frank Kaminsky of Wisconsin, a legitimate National Player of the Year candidate. Great shooter, 7-footer, great passer, passes out of the post well.
Yeah, matchup nightmare. Frank the Tank, in fact.
Frank the Tank Kaminsky.
Love it. I love Frank the Tank, but I went with D'Angelo Russell from Ohio State. Freshman, averaged 19 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists this year. 6'5", 180 pounds. I mean, he's a guy that when Ohio State plays anybody, the other team has a hard time finding somebody to match up with him on both ends of the floor. I love D'Angelo Russell. I'd love to see Ohio State make a mini run just so we can see him play more games. You
know, I wouldn't count him out of being the first pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah.
I think the money, the smart bet is probably Jahlil Okafor, but
Sure.
D'Angelo Russell certainly could be that guy.
I love him.
Strangest seeding in the West. What do you got?
I had a hard time finding one here, so I went with your pick, actually. I went with Arizona. 31-3. That's a 1 seed.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. I'm not even arguing with the other 1 seeds. I think the committee did a pretty good job there. I don't love Villanova. If you've watched any of these other videos, you might have heard that. But 31-3 should be a 1, and it's a 2, and, God, tough year.
Yeah, Duke is not a 1 seed.
There you go.
You know, there's where they screwed up.
They are, but
yeah, I totally agree. And in my AP vote, I had Arizona.
Yeah,
and not Duke. I had Arizona 4, and I had Duke 6. In fact, so. And as far as the strangest seeding, I went with Ohio State at 10. I know they stumbled a little down the stretch.
Yeah.
But Ohio State's better than a 10 seed.
Yeah, it's sort of like your Michigan State pick as a 7. It was, they just got that pedigree. They've just got a coach who knows how to get it done.
I think the committee did not respect the Big Ten
Clearly,
quite enough.
Yeah,
I really
nice.
believe that. Now, how about the Cinderella selection for you?
Cinderella. This team, first thing you think of when you think of this team's name is Cinderella. North Carolina. No, I think it's horrible. I had a hard time. I didn't really go for too many upsets in this bracket, and I think North Carolina as a 4 seed, they're good enough to beat Wisconsin. They're good enough to beat Arizona. They're good enough to beat anybody, and especially with Marcus Page running the show. I love that kid's game. If you gave me Marcus Page and D'Angelo Russell in a game of 2-on-2, I'd take on anybody. Anywhere.
It depends on who the
No, anywhere. Give me those 2 guys. LeBron and D-Wade, bring them. Steph Curry and Durant, bring them. D'Angelo and Marcus Page, I got your back.
You know, D'Angelo doesn't like to pass, so probably he would be a very smart player in that game.
Make it, take it. Who do you have? Let's move on. Cinderella.
Well, speaking of D'Angelo, I have Ohio State.
Okay.
I think when you have one super player who's got the ball in his hands a lot, I think you can knock out just about any time if that player just plays through the moon.
Not bad, yeah.
To stay with your moon reference. Coolest name in the West.
Man, who do you have? I want to hear yours first. Let's get right to it.
I have, let me see the pronunciation, Colton Ray St. Cyr.
Pretty common name,
of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. So it's really a bit of a poem I got going on there. What do you got?
What do you like about his game?
I don't know much about it, although he's a good shooter. I do know that.
Okay. Colton.
Yeah.
Wow. Say it one more time for us. I can't believe that name.
Colton Ray St. Cyr of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers.
Oh, that's so good. We could end it right there. But I'll give you mine. It's not nearly that good, but it's good in its own right. Xavier freshman Trayvon blew it.
And he doesn't blow it.
No.
He's an excellent player.
Very, very talented freshman, one of the best freshmen in the country. Trayvon blew it. That's like the pitcher for Tampa, Grant Ball 4. I love names like that where it's just ridiculous. He did not blow it. They probably should have changed his name somewhere along the line.
Won it.
Trayvon, won it.
Won it.
That's what we're going to call him. If we ever cover Xavier in this tournament somewhere down the road, Trayvon, we're changing your name to Won It.
Committee showed a lot of respect to the Big East.
Yeah, they did.
With a number 6 seed for Xavier. Xavier, I saw them just tear apart Georgetown a couple of times inside. They were really good inside players, and then blew it is good.
Yeah, I like this region. I think it's fair. I think it's talented. I think it's stacked. I think Baylor's the 3 seed, and Scott Drew, Big 12-wise, has been the most consistent coach and program making deep tournament runs. So don't count out Baylor yet either.
He's Matt Tate. I'm Tom Keegan. We are KU Sports Extra. Keep it tuned to KUsports.com throughout the tournament.